Hey Capricorn, welcome back to Souls and Stardust podcast channel. I'm Shannon. I'm going to be doing your reading for today. I am going to focus on love and relationships just because that seems to be pretty popular. But if other soul messages come through too, we're going to go ahead and take a look at those. I'm going to use a number of different decks today, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to just shuffle until we get the cards that Capricorn needs. So I'm focusing on the messages that are appropriate for Capricorn for February 2025, or whenever you see this message as it's perfect for you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So here we go, Capricorn. We've got go to the sea, higher power, be happy. Let's see if I can fit all of these in here. All that glitters in the reverse. Okay, sorry about that glare. We're going to go through these one at a time. So to the sea, Capricorn. Okay, we were focusing on love and relationships as we were shuffling the deck. And this card is, you can see, sorry about the glare. We're going to figure this out. She's in a boat. She is not even looking at where she's going, but there is an arrow pointing forward. She's allowing herself to be taken where she needs to go. This is a card about being in flow. It's about surrendering. It's about laying back and let the current take you where you're meant to go. This is about returning to source, returning to the essence of who you are. It's recognizing how all the pieces of your situation fit together. It's about being, there's my cat meowing, so maybe you need to look up cat energy. In terms of relationships, this is a card about, there are points in a relationship where you have to decide, are you going to pick your battles, right? And this isn't even like a confrontation kind of energy. It's more of like you reflecting on yourself and what are the places that you're resisting in relationship, or what are the challenges that you're coming up against that are causing you to be uncomfortable in the situation. You just have to turn your gaze back to yourself and reflect. It's not always the other person that's creating difficulty in a relationship, and maybe you're not experiencing that, but maybe that's coming up for you, or you're trying to welcome in a relationship, and this is a time where you have to deeply reflect on how you resist harmony in a relationship, or going with the flow, or surrendering to how things unfold. So this is a card that is definitely telling you, Capricorn, that you have to decide to go with the flow rather than try to control and dictate the course of how something's going to go with another. You have to be willing to allow things to unfold naturally. You have to be willing to allow the other person you're in relationship with to also be who they are. Remember, our degree of wanting to control reflects our fear of what could happen if we aren't in control. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship to be what it's supposed to be? Or, maybe it's a matter of needing to sit down and talk about combined goals, shared values, those types of things. And so you can see who should be steering the ship when, right? Or when you can allow yourself to relax and let the other person lead. What I was saying before is when we try to control things, it's reflecting our fear of what we're afraid we won't have, or how things might go wrong. And that is indicative of a much older wound of maybe abandonment, or, fear that you won't have love and acceptance the way that you hope for. So this is asking you to reflect on, are you and your partner, or the person you're calling in, would you be able to transcend your personalities to allow the partnership to become what it's meant to become? That doesn't mean you abandon who you are. It just means those aspects of you in partnership that have created a little bit of friction before, maybe examine why. Ask yourself why. And is there an opportunity for you to just relax and surrender and go with the flow rather than trying to control and dictate what that relationship would or should look like? Because that's also trying to keep you in your comfort zone. It's your ego trying to keep you safe. So it's worth asking yourself the questions of, why do I feel like I need to steer this in any particular way? Why am I trying to control things? So those are some questions for deep reflection. Now we have the card Higher Power in the reverse. So anytime a card shows up in the reverse, it's a message about how we're being challenged with this energy. And so if we look at this card, the image is a woman with angel wings, and she's got a keyhole at her third eye, and there's all this light that's shining from her third eye. This in the reverse, though, is definitely a card about how we have potentially how we might be like giving our energy away to, things that are occupying our mind, right? So are there things that are taking up space, like rent-free in your mind, and why? What are the worries that you have? What are your ruminations? This is, obsession. This is a card, this is the universe asking you to get out of your head and back into your heart. It's the universe asking you, why is it that you're obsessing? Examine those obsessions. Is it your need to control? Like, what is it that you're so worried about, Capricorn, in this relationship or in any relationship? Remember, this is for love for February, right? So it could be what you're calling in. It could be who you're with now. But very real message is that you're struggling with some sort of control. So this could be like old wounds, it could be resentments, it could be expectations that you have that you're just repeatedly disappointed with because people can't meet them, or this person is not meeting you where you need them to meet you. It could be like ruminations about money too, or like stability in your home, so that like you don't feel ready for a relationship, or it's causing strain on your relationship. Regardless, this is you needing to like come back into your heart, and you need to have trust in the universe. You need to come back to that connection you have with Source and your sense of purpose, and trust in the fact that you're being guided, and that beautiful things happen when we when we put in our order with the universe and we allow ourselves to go with the flow, and we say, this or something better, please, right? So this is you needing to come back to yourself, back to your heart space, and then remember that you are taken care of by Source, by the universe. You have to trust, you have to let go of your need to orchestrate and control out of fear and, the need to be safe and to have certainty. And you've got to kind of almost throw caution to the wind, like you're putting your trust in Source. But you have to reconnect there and say, okay, like here I am, here are my needs, here are my worries, here are my desires. Universe, show me the magic. So Capricorn, you're struggling with maybe some obsessive thoughts and the need to let go of control. Yeah, and this card right here, happy, happy. This is all about needing to like see with the eyes of a child. It's about needing to have more joy, more lightness in your everyday life. It's about having fun. It's about being silly. It's about letting yourself be awe-inspired, especially like a kid moving through the world, having, seeing the most ordinary things for the first time, but from a child's eyes. This is a message of you needing to just focus on happiness and joy, like your sense of fulfillment. When it comes to relationship, though, this is really about, focus on when you feel good together. Focus on those moments that you feel good and examine like why. but don't dissect it. Just be in the moment and have that happiness and that joy and do more of those things. This is what's going to open your heart. So, this is you. This is the universe is telling you to sink into those moments. Don't overthink it. Like look at these places where you're having a lot of fun, where things are harmonious. And the grass is green right here. You don't have to like worry about what could be different or like why I need to control things and have them look a certain way. Like things are good, Capricorn, or like whoever's coming in, as long as you can keep your need to like control or micromanage, maybe that was an issue in the past for you. As long as you can address that, like things are going to be good. You're going to have happiness. You're going to have like contentment and fulfillment. So just be really grateful if you do have this already. Like bask in that. Enjoy it. Like have fun in it. Dance in it. Okay. And we have all that glitters in reverse, Capricorn. This is a card about needing to see beyond the superficial. And you can see there's masks there on a pile of gold. And we also know that like fool's gold isn't really gold, even though it's looking really shiny. I just saw 1111 on my timer. When we have all that glitters in the reverse, this is a need to, really pay attention to when things may have just a very thin veneer or the masks that people are wearing. Like, I like to say this too, like everybody's on their best behavior the first 3 to 6 months of a relationship, right? So you may be calling in something and you've been waiting for it for a long time, and this person may check a lot of boxes, but I want to tell you to pay attention. Like our wounds and our patterns that we're constantly working on will cause us or have us to look at things a certain way and think that they're really good for us because that's what's familiar to us. What the universe is saying is pay attention to what you have in your life now and where there might be masks being worn or where something may just seem like one thing on the surface, but may have something, undesirable underneath. So just pay attention to the veneer and the sparkle because sometimes it's not so good underneath. And, also this is a message of like pursuing something because it looks good is gonna probably be a waste of your time and your energy. Make sure you're being very deliberate about who you're granting access to of your energy. Who are you granting access to your energy and your time and your consideration and your attention? Because those are very precious resources. And the universe wants you to know that you can call in a lot of things, but when you're struggling with certain patterns or wounds, you're going to call in the people or things that will test you the most to see how much you've healed. So this is your opportunity to really examine, like, what's on the surface that I was attracted to, or what is appealing surface-wise, but is there depth to it? We're going to see how that shakes out as I pull more cards. So right now, Capricorn, the universe is telling you that you get to work on, reining in your need to control or your expectations. That doesn't mean you don't have to have like low expectations. It just means you have to examine like how might you be a little bit too unreasonable where you set yourself up for disappointment, or how are you like trying to figure out all the solutions and not trusting the universe to bring you what you need. I do feel like Capricorn, you might be a little bit impatient as well. So I'm going to ask, what does Capricorn need to know about love for February? And I use the tarot as, oracles. I don't have certain placements with card meanings, but I just let them tell a story and then we clarify as we go. So what is Capricorn? Okay, Capricorn, we got a 3 of Swords. You might be healing from some heartbreak. Okay, here we go. Capricorn, there we go. All right, 5 of Swords in reverse. We have 8 of Wands. So that is like passion, forward movement. That's fast things happening very quickly. And we have Three of Swords. We have the Hierophant in reverse. And we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, so Eight of Wands. Let's just see what kind of message we're getting here. That's like fast movement, forward movement. It's the energy of passion, creativity. It's speed, it's velocity. I mean, it's go time. So some of you have been manifesting a partner and have been waiting a really long time. Or you've gotten out of something, you're healing from heartbreak, right? But you're ready for, I just keep hearing enough is enough, or it's this energy. I get this energy of like, I'm not going to settle for anything anymore. So this is, you've been manifesting, but you also need to take, you're being far too serious about your experience lately. You need more joy. So this Eight of Wands is like something coming fast. You may be traveling. You may meet somebody while you're traveling. Some of you have been manifesting, and this is somebody coming in like very quickly. You may be receiving communications from someone you've been waiting to hear from. This is, upcoming resolution. This is like shit's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen quick. So it's go time, but it's also about being in flow. Like there's no hesitation with the Eight of Wands. This is like fast. It's passionate. It's, it's also good news, right? So there's something coming in that's going to be really good for you, considering you're probably healing from heartbreak or from some of the leftovers of wounds that you've been trying to heal. So this means things are happening. It's go time. You're falling into flow of the quickening energy, and you face your desires head on. So you may have been manifesting a partner, but here's the thing, Capricorn. You also can't be afraid to step into it when it arrives. You can't be afraid. That control. You need to go with the flow. You need to see how this is going to unfold. You can't be like worried about stepping in when the thing that you're trying to manifest is arriving. So, but Spirit does want you to be thoughtful about it. That doesn't mean like whatever's arriving that you manifested is bad for you. Spirit wants you to be able to be deliberate about who has access to your time and energy, and also to not just take things that at the surface level. Like ask the questions about their values. Ask the questions about what's meaningful for them. What are their goals in life? Get to the root of things so you can see the person beyond the surface. Because you may be given some like shiny objects, right? And it's up to you to decide what the level of depth is there with those people that are coming to you, Capricorn. Okay, so we've got the Three of Swords. You're obviously, coming through healing of some kind of painful separation. This could be like grief and heartbreak, loss. Some of you may be even in separation from your person. Regardless, it's like this is the time where you've had some awakening to your shadow self, right? So again, needing to come back to your heart and trust in the higher power to see where you haven't been surrendering to the unfolding, and perhaps some of that resistance has caused this heartbreak. I feel like a couple of you that are going to watch this, you have this love and you're not talking to them right now, and that's causing you a lot of pain. I feel like that's going to change soon, and you have to have faith, right? So like be in that boat, put your nose in a book, let the boat take you, trust in the, or meditate, connect with the higher power, with the universe, focus on things that are joyful in your life and having fun. Is, for those of you who aren't connected right now, for a subset of you, like you're not talking to your person and it's really, really hard on you. And I'm so sorry about that. But this is your opportunity to heal right now. It's also, you're examining those things that that went wrong for you and how you contributed to it, or how you felt overly sensitive to somebody else's behaviors. And that's not negating or like giving them a free pass for being a jerk. This is like, how were you triggered? That's the question I want to ask you, is how were you triggered, and what did it trigger in you? So there's opportunity for you to reflect on what you want to heal from, what you want to heal within yourself before you step into something new. Or if you are in something, what is it that's breaking your heart about this, and how can you come to resolution? So just keep your heart tender and open despite the pain that you might be feeling. I don't know if I heard this somewhere, but like, I think I dreamt it and I wrote it down as poetry years ago. I feel like the universe favors those who can bravely walk through this life with their heart wide open and soft and tender, despite being through the most epic BS, right? Despite being through the most suffering and grief and despair. So that's Capricorn. That's what the universe is asking of you. Keep your heart open as you examine these things that you might be healing from, or if you are in separation from your person right now, what are the ways you get to heal and become a better version of you for when things come back around? We also have the Hierophant in reverse. And that is a card of tradition, typically. It's a card of learning. It's a card of like having a spiritual leader or a teacher. It's also, in service. It's like a card of spirituality, but it's also like a convention, and could be marriage, right? It's like the marriage card. It's considered in the tarot. But this really is about you being your own guru. This is about you being your own teacher, and all the guidance that you need is within you. When this is in the reverse, this is like old ways of thinking are bogging you down. Old patterns that you need to heal from are really dragging you down. And it's going to require you to go out of your comfort zone and be unconventional, maybe even like in terms of societal norms when it comes to relationships. Maybe you're, dating somebody outside of your religion or outside of your cultural group. Maybe it's a long distance relationship and you have to do it in an unconventional way. This is, definitely a card that the universe wants you to check your ego, right? And come back into your tender, beautiful heart and connect in with source, so you can see and feel clearly on how to move forward or manifest from a place of love and gratitude versus fear and resistance. This also is a card of like, you needing to connect into the universe, to spirit, to come back to your soul essence. You're getting lots of lessons today. We also have the Five of Swords in reverse. And this is a card, it's about mental energy, right? It's about thoughts, communication, learning. And you can see he's like holding his head. It's like he's got a headache, right? This is a card about, integrating lessons. It's conflict. It can be like a mental disruption or disharmony. This also can be like feeling bad about things that you may have said or thoughts you may have been having. Maybe you were really upset during your separation or your heartbreak, and you were thinking about harsh things, right? And you were wishing bad things on the other person. This also could be just the energy of you finally wanting to like put to rest a lot of these things that have plagued you and bothered you. Understanding that like if you are in a relationship, there aren't really any winners when there's conflict like this. Like it requires communication for resolution. So you may be feeling a little bit of resentment. You may be feeling guilty about like maybe scorekeeping or tit for tat kind of arguments if it's been like a push-pull dynamic between you and your person. And if you are in separation, you may be feeling bad about things that were said or how things went down, and just really wanting to like let go of that resentment and create peace, and having an opportunity to communicate and talk about peace. Wow, Capricorn. I wonder, I'm gonna just pull a few more tarot cards. I'm gonna just ask why the Eight of Wands is here. Why is the Eight of Wands here for Capricorn? Why is the Eight of Wands here for Capricorn? There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've got the Death card. Yeah, it says, okay, you're going through some rapid change, Capricorn. This is, when I asked about the Eight of Wands, things will be changing quickly. You may be hearing from somebody. You may be, manifesting that person very quickly. I also just feel like whatever's happening is happening fast. And the Death card is about transformation. So the end of the old and the start of the new. I really feel like this is you putting to rest or coming to terms with some of your old patterns of wanting to control or having very like rigid expectations that could have felt a bit impossible for whoever you were with. And perhaps that's what caused your separation. This is about rebirthing yourself and the rebirth of a relationship. Actually, for those of you who are in separation, it feels like things come back around and it's like the start of something new you get to pick up, but it's like in a new way. So, ending of one thing, starting of a new. For some of you, you got out of something and you're manifesting a partner. You've been reflective on like what might need to change. You've been also in your head about why things aren't working and needing to focus more on joy. You're going through a big change yourself, but this means something new, like something old had to die in order to make room for the new. And we've got the Seven of Swords that came up in relation to things that are happening quickly. So this is the card, it says deception and lies and cheating and theft, but I actually feel a lot like the Seven of Swords is like picking up your resources and taking what you need with you, leaving the rest, right? I feel like that's more appropriate for this reading, especially when you're considering, Capricorn, that you are trying to heal some old patterns so that you don't bring them back into, you don't continue them in your current relationship if you are with someone, or you don't bring them into a new relationship because you want to do things differently. This, though, is a card of, and for some of you, it could be like you had to leave something or you are in separation because of some kind of lying or deceit. And you'll know if that's for you or not. But actually, I'm reading this card. The energy of this card is like taking what you need with you and then leaving behind those things that don't serve you anymore. The Four of Swords, and the Five of Swords, you have a lot of like communication cards here. Things coming quickly. You have sword energy where there's a lot of mental thought pattern stuff going on. Pain, you've been healing from pain. This feels like to me, the Six of Swords is prior to the Seven of Swords. Six of Swords is the card where you're like moving into smoother waters. You're moving out of rough waters into smooth waters. Seven of Swords is you're only taking with you that which serves you, or that is a reliable resource for you now, which are all the lessons, of course, Capricorn, but it's also like only the good things that you need at this point. You get to like leave behind the old. Okay, let's ask why the Three of Swords is there. Oh my goodness. I didn't mean to grab this deck, but that's okay. I obviously needed to. So we have the Star card with the Three of Swords for Capricorn. What else? Anything else? So the Star card is about a wish. It's about healing, deep healing. That actually makes a ton of sense. So Three of Swords is about heartbreak. It's about grief and loss and how you're healing from that. You're letting go of old things. You're looking at your shadows. The Star card is a card of healing. It's also major arcana for Aquarius, right? This is hope. It's calm. It's faith. Look at this. Like, your heart was broken. This is touching the card of higher power. You're having to rely on source, Capricorn, now to come back to like understanding purpose. Like, why is this all happening? I feel like some of you are kind of reduced in a situation of like, what the heck is going on? I don't even get it. So the only thing I can do is surrender. And now you're really taking a look at yourself and what needs to be healed. The Star card, you've asked the universe for a miracle. You've asked to be in a state of calm and peace and healing finally. This is also a card of like renewal and, you know, good fortune, good omen. This is like good things happening to you, Capricorn, finally after this period of healing, of heartbreak and healing. Why is the Hierophant here in reverse? Okay, we've got... Oh, you're waiting for your ships to come in. So some of you are like manifesting. You know, you had to be like a little unconventional, needing to focus on joy, redirecting your mindset so that you're not focusing on the negative and you are actually in the moment in gratitude for what you do have. This is, you know, a card of planning. You know, what do you want this next iteration to look like, this next relationship? What do you want it to feel like? This is making progress, but it's also making decisions. What do you want to leave behind? What do you want in a partner? You may be traveling, Capricorn, and you may meet somebody when you're traveling, or you might be like moving or visiting. Maybe your love lives far away. So it's a card of travel, but it's also a card of like making plans. So have you been making plans? Have you been writing down your manifestations? Have you been making a list of who you, like the type of person you want in your life? It's that kind of an energy. This is also fire energy. So Aries, card of Aries. This is really thinking about your future. This is about really getting serious about what it is you want, but also making the choice to be happy and focus on your happiness. And also coming back to yourself and connecting into source and deciding that you're your own guru. Like, you don't need to rely on anybody else to tell you what's going to happen in your life or how things are going to go, because you know, and now you're planning what that's going to look like. You're deciding what that's going to look like. So this is, I don't know, this is like you deciding, are you going to do the same thing or are you going to like choose new adventures? I love that for you. That's some fresh energy coming in. And I'm going to ask also, why the Five of Swords? He is here. Why is the Five of Swords here for Capricorn regarding this love reading? Why is the Five of Swords here? Why is the Five of Swords here? Ooh, here we go. Oh, the Magician. Anything else? Okay, we have a couple of other things that came out. So we have the Magician in reverse. So this is a card, again, of like the negative self-talk, but wanting peace. Like after having resentment or feeling bad about like how things went down, and really wanting to come to like resolution. So we've got the Magician in reverse. This is, it can be indecision. It can be an abuse of power. It can be manipulation, but I feel like this is more about you not realizing your own magic, right? Your own ability to manifest the version of you that can show up in relationship in the way that would actually produce a really healthy dynamic. This is also like, I think of the Magician in reverse is like you have so many great gifts and abilities and you're just not tapping into that potential. Perhaps you don't believe in yourself or your confidence is really low. This isn't the Strength card in reverse, but like I really do feel like the Magician is about believing in your abilities to create or to alchemize whatever it is that you want and need in this life. And you may not feel confident in that. This can also be like unfocused or blocked energy. So maybe you've been ruminating too much, Capricorn. Like we had like the first part of the reading started out. And maybe you need to think about things in a different way in order to see solutions that you never would have thought of before. And this could be in partnership where you're thinking about these things or coming up with these ideas or solutions together. Regardless, though, this is like untapped potential within you and in this relationship. I had a few other cards come up. And we've got the Three of Wands in reverse. So this is a card of like feeling stuck, right? So untapped potential. This could be like stagnancy and creative energy. This is you feeling stuck. Or maybe you're coming home from traveling, but this is a card of frustration. So again, attached to needing to make sure that what you're presented with in this life as a potential partner, or if you are with a partner, making sure you're doing the hard work to see what's below the surface so that all the hard work that you put in isn't for nothing. Like when you find out later, oh my God, that person isn't what I thought it would be, or this relationship isn't what I thought it would be. That's in particular for people who are trying to manifest. If you are in a relationship, like the reason why you're in separation, this heartbreak could be that you felt like you worked really, really hard and the other person wasn't giving as much, or you like hard work was not paying off in this relationship. And that's perhaps what ended it. And you felt really stuck. You also got the Two of Swords. This is torn between choices. Again, more swords. So there's a lot of thought, mental energy like happening in this dynamic for you, Capricorn. This, for a subset of you, could be that you were blind to some kind of truth, and that's what led to separation or difficulties in the relationship. In terms of you manifesting love, this is you could potentially be having to make choices between or among potential suitors. Just know that you will need to be deliberate about who you give your time and energy to. Okay, let's see what else we got. I'm going to pull from your girlfriend's No BS Love Oracle. What does Capricorn need to know about this connection? This is a deck that you and I made. We have, the heart stirs. This is romantic AF, okay? So some of you have things coming in, or you're in something that feels really good, but you're still working on some lessons. Here we go. This is a blast from the past. There's unfinished business here. I do feel like for those of you who are in separation, that you're dealing with soulmate energy and things are going to come back around so that you can learn the lessons that need to be learned and or perhaps start new, right? Regardless, it's not done, and you may feel some kind of magnetic connection to this person. Yeah, what did I just say? This is about learning major lessons for you. Okay. Anything else for Capricorn? Let's have one more. Here we go. There you go. Here's the all that glitters is not gold. Make sure it's more than just physical. It needs to feed your soul. Spirit wants you to be very deliberate and make choices based on the information that you come up with. Like you want to be serious about who has access to you. You want something fulfilling. You're not in this, Capricorn, from what I can see, you're not in this for just fun and to have a good time. Like you need to have fun, with that happy, happy card. But like this is about you finding depth and finding a true partner. And they want you to make choices about it feeding your soul. Okay, I'm going to ask for any kind of hidden messages, hidden secrets, if you're with somebody right now, Capricorn, or if you're in separation. What does Capricorn need to know? Okay, so we've got fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, fantasize. This could be you daydreaming about what it is that you want. This could be also you in separation and your other is thinking about you, imagining life with you, missing you. We'll see what else comes up. Oh, we have curse. So hex, witchcraft, negative mind. I'm not really a huge fan of like the hex and witchcraft words. This is more about the negative mindset. So back to what we talked about, like needing to be in flow and trusting the universe that things are working out the way that they need to, and you're brought the people in your life for specific reasons. This is about you being stuck in a negative mindset, or it could be that the person you were dealing with had negative mindset. I feel like this is more you, like ruminating in negativity. So just ask yourself, like, what is it that I can let go of? What else does Capricorn need to know? I don't know if anything else is going to come out of this deck. Capricorn, anything else for Capricorn? Obscurity. So we've got mysteries, concealing. We have some bitterness. Okay, so a little bit of resentment, anger, hurtful words. That could be for a subset of you, especially with this Five of Swords card, feeling bad about how things happened or words that may have been said, in wanting to find peace and calm after that. So there's that energy for some of you. Obscurity, secrets, mysteries, and concealing. You know, I feel like this actually, I feel like this relates to needing to be very deliberate about who you allow into your sphere, especially like surface level. They may check all the boxes, but you need to get down below the surface. And this is about you doing your due diligence to make sure that everything there is on the up and up. And of course, you're supposed to be having fun while you do this. And I'm going to pull a couple of cards, like messages from your person, if you aren't with them right now. If you're calling them in. We have, I'm scared that you'll reject me. I want to hold you. Someone's missing you. Someone, if you are in separation, I think this other person really does want to work it out, figure out how you can come to a solution, talk about things. I can't let go. Even though like the whole message for you, Capricorn, is you gotta let go and you gotta trust in the universe. But whoever your person is, they can't seem to stop thinking about you either. And for those of you who are in separation, that Eight of Wands tells me like things are going to come back around very quickly, and it's a soulmate. Like you're not done yet. It's a hell of a blast from the past. All right, Capricorn, that's what I have for you today. I wish you the best in February, or whenever you are watching this video. Leave a comment below. Let us know how it sits with you, and I will see you very, very soon.